Hey, everybody, welcome to my world. How's your world doing? I don't know about you, but I tell you what, I've had a crazy week so far. I think I'm going to have a crazier week that's left. I can't figure out what's going on in this world. A bunch of crazy, crazy stuff. And I'll tell you what, I've had some problems with this, I guess, setup. The camera, it hasn't been changed, but obviously there was an update somewhere and it messed everything up. And so just prior to the show, here I am running around and trying to make changes. And I don't know if I'll have anything good on the camera. Definitely not my face. Exciting thing today. I want you to go get a haircut. Believe me, I mean, a bald guy getting a haircut, the sides grow out. So what did I have to do? I had to go get a haircut. And the barber, she does my hair and she does a really good job. But she got fixated with a bald head and she started rubbing my head and she says, "Oh, I love a smooth head." And I'm like, "Oh my God, what do I say to that?" Oh man. I paid my bill, gave her a tip and left. I mean, I had to get home. I had a lot of stuff to do. Oh, it's been one of those weeks. And maybe next week will be a little bit more sane than what this week is. Oh, I just hope that you're having a good week. And I hope your week gets better as it rolls along, especially when it gets to TGIF. Thank God it's Friday. Okay, well, hey, we got to do a disclaimer before we do anything else, but we do have an interesting show tonight. I got to talk about a few things. And we've got something about Cincinnati. And some things I'm going to talk about Cincinnati. But we've got some interesting stuff and some funny stuff too. Anyhow, we've got to do a disclaimer. So nothing in this show should be considered legal, medical, financial, or investment advice. Take what we say with a big grain of salt. I mean, a big grain of salt. And always do your own research and due diligence. We're not responsible for and expressly disclaim all liability for damages of any kind arising out of use, reference to, or reliance on any information contained in this broadcast. Breathe. Any persons or characters mentioned are, for the most part, fictional or as close to it as we can get. So sit back, relax, and chill out. And I hope you brought your snacks and your beverage. Are you kicking back in the easy chair? Are you chilling out? Because tonight's a chill out night. We don't get into a lot of serious stuff. We like to have a little fun on Wednesday nights. Also, tell your friends about the show and have them join us every Wednesday night live. And oh man, we have to do some shout outs because if I don't do that, the bosses, they get a little angry. Well, perturbed. They don't get angry. They just get perturbed. That's a fancy word for, I guess, for getting angry. Oh, well, anyhow, guys, let's see what I've got here on the tap because we have to talk a little bit about, of course, trimradio.com because that's what we're on. We're on the air. And I'll tell you what, we go all over the world. And it's an interesting thing today. I was getting people that wanted to watch the show from not only Myanmar, which is the old Burma, but India, South Africa, Kenya, and a couple other countries. And I couldn't quite figure out where they were at because they just gave the cities. But anyhow, they're invited like you will be. All you have to do is ask and we'll get you in and you can watch our shows. It's very easy to do. But just go to trimradio.com and check out our new web page. Actually, website. We've got a lot of stuff. We do. And we cut the bull and we serve the truth. Except on Wednesday nights, kind of. We kind of sit back, we kind of joke around a little bit. We do talk about some serious stuff once in a while. But then we've got other shows and other creators. And I'll tell you what, I have to talk about the leadership. I always do because it's a big shout out. When I click on this thing, there's the magic boxes. We got to find a way to get rid of those. But we have Michael Bejas, who's the founder and CEO. A big shout out to Michael. And Riscala Stefan, who's the chief operating officer. And I guess my mug is there, and they call me the chief relationship officer, which I haven't figured that out yet. Um, Maybe somebody can help me out with that one because that's got me. I guess I'm responsible for building and maintaining the foundational trust and goodwill necessary for long-term success. Well, yeah, I'd like to promote success, wouldn't you? So anyhow, oh man, I'll tell you what what a title. Well, anyhow, we've also got Victoria Smith, the Chief Marketing Officer responsible for all marketing activities, brand development, audience growth, and creator acquisition strategies. Yeah. So that's the motley crew that we have here. And I'll tell you what, they're all good people. I really enjoy working with these guys. It's a hoot. We have a lot of fun. But, when you take a look at Trim Radio, it's not just the website, it's not the team. We've got our different shows. If you click on that, and of course, these little magical boxes will go ahead and load once in a while. Come on. And now it works. I wonder what the delay is. Are there alien spaceships out there that are causing this? I don't know. But we've got Money and Change every Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. We've got Life Walk with Christ God Wednesday at 7 p.m. We've got My World, Live, Laugh, and Whatever Wednesday at 8 p.m. And of course, it goes the next day, it goes into the vault. We get locked up, I guess. The Natural Podcaster with Victoria Smith. We have Offsides College Football Top 25. That's going to be interesting this fall. So you'll have to see those coming up. We have the Positude Podcast, and that's 8 p.m. on Fridays. We have Saturday at 1 p.m. We have Adventure Waits Around the Bend. We have Range It Up with Tigger and Beck, Saturday at 1:30. And then we have Riscala's Red Pill Reality Show at 9 p.m. every Saturday. It's a 3-hour show. And he has really good stuff. I've been on that show a few times. It's really interesting. We've got 3 spaces here to pitch your own show. Wow. So if you want to do your own show, hey, we've got 3 slots. All you have to do is contact us. And how do you contact us? It is easy. Go up here to the contact thing. Click on it. Click on it. Come on. There we go. Those boxes coming around. It tells you about our location. It says Irmo, South Carolina, but really it's, for all intents and purposes, it's Columbia, South Carolina. You can call us for support, 803-303-8667. You can drop us a line, your email address, and if you want to go ahead and have your own show, say, hey, I'm going to click on this info at Trim Radio. Hey, Michael, Victoria, I want to do my own show, and this is what I want to do it on. And put your email address, your phone number, your cell phone number, and send it to us, and we'll get back with you. It's easy to do. I mean, if I can hit buttons, you can hit buttons, and that's basically what this is. But if you want to support us, really, because the more merchandise you guys buy, the more airtime we can get. Airtime is not cheap, it's expensive. And so the merchandise that we sell, that money goes into buying airtime. And you can get t-shirts, hats, the mug, the ceramic mugs. You've got the Offsides mug. You've got, a t-shirt with the logo. And you've got the black glossy mug for Riscala's show. And what do we have on page 2? There's those boxes again. Oh, we've got a dad hat, ceramic ornaments, good for Christmas trees, Trim Creator embroidered beanie. Well, for cold weather, yeah. AirPods or AirPads, AirPods. You can put them in that little case. And we've got, of course, the women's fitted racerback tank top and our show's shirt. We cut the bull, serve the truth. Okay, that one. Buy them because what it does, it supports the show and helps keep us on the air. None of us get paid for doing our shows. None of us. And really, I don't want to be paid. I've never been paid for doing a show in, golly, 16 years. Why? Because I don't want to be paid. I'm having fun doing this. Hopefully you're going to be having fun. And hopefully you learn something from the show. And that's it. That's the one thing I want to do. Teach people about certain things, especially on money and change. And we hope you save some money in watching that show, but also with my world, learning to just lighten up. This world is so crazy anymore. A lot of stuff is going on. Sometimes you think you're watching a movie, and the plot keeps changing. Or maybe it's a soap opera and the plot changes day by day, week by week. And you never know how things are going to end. So that's what gets a little crazy. So, check us out. Watch the other shows, support the channel. That's all we ask you to do. If you want to do your own show, let us know. Well, our webpage for My World, Live, Laugh, and Whatever. It's easy to join. Just let me know and I'll send you an invite and you can get and join the group. The only thing that you cannot do, you cannot post comments or advertise. People like to say, well, I want to be a member so I can advertise different things. No, you don't. We don't do that. But anything that's important or informative, I will put it here. You can watch the videos for free. You can check out the news, and I will always post something about we're going to do a live show, like right here. And all you have to do is check to see if we're going to do a live show, which is probably 90% of the time we're doing a live show on something, unless something very, very, very important comes up. So when it does come up, I'll still try to do a show. It's one of those things, things happen. And so we like to entertain people with this show. Oh, a big shout out to the University of Findlay at www.findlay.edu. Hey, the kids are going back to school. Actually, the students, I can't call them, they're kids to me, but they're young adults and adults going to school. And August is the month usually for a lot of schools. They get you there the last week of August or the next to last week of August. And they have their rituals and whatever. And you lug all the stuff that you think you're going to need into your dorm room if you're living in a dorm room. And I remember those days, whether it was at the University of Findlay, which I was lucky. Generally, I lived on the first floor. And that was great. I loved that. But then occasionally you get moved up to the third floor. You have to carry some stuff up the steps. And you can have heavy trunks and, your, at that time, typewriter. Now it would be computers and everything else. And so it's move-in time. And that's what you do. And it's interesting. It's an interesting time. And you get to meet new friends, old friends from the year before. The professors and everything. And we're going to have a video about that later on. So, but check us out right here on our Trim Radio Network. It's My World, live, laugh, whatever. Okay. Oh, what else is going on besides the University of Findlay? Rusty Duck's Custom Pens and Blanks. Yeah, if you want to have a presentation pen for your sorority or fraternity, or your college or university, your business, whatever, guess what? Get a hold of Rusty Duck's Custom Pens and Blanks. They're on Facebook. And Phil, who is the owner, will get in touch with you. I mean, he makes some really good stuff. And I'll tell you what, those pens on the Cross Pen platform, it was a Cobra. Well, anyhow, it's a beautiful pen. Trust me. Phil has a Second Amendment pen. You have to check that out too. What else is going on? We've got the Big Family Homestead with Brad and Krista on YouTube. We've got the Deep South Homestead at Pecan Grove with Danny and Wanda King. And they're talking about hot weather in the South. Southern Prepper One with Dave Kobler. He hasn't put a video on yet this week. He will probably do one. He usually does one or two a week. What does he talk about? The economy. We also have the Patriot Nurse. We have Prepper Nurse One with Ed Carswell building his little compound in West Virginia. We have Prepper Princess with Amber Stork, self-made millionairess. She says, I'm a millionaire. Well, no, a technical term is you're a millionairess because you're female. But she lives beneath her means. Okay, she knows how to save money. Watch those videos when they come up, and they're usually on Money and Change. So you want to check those videos out. LDS Prepper. Oh my goodness. David Gilmore. I want to tell you, he got me started on a hobby. This is a GMRS radio, and it's an Ocean 935G Plus with this and a Nagoya 771G antenna. I can talk 35 miles to a repeater in Dayton, Ohio, and from there I can get out 95 miles or even more. In one case, I was able to communicate to the other side of Columbus, Ohio, and that was, I believe, to Lancaster, to the repeater there. And that it happens from time to time based on the atmosphere, but this radio is really decent. It's not a bubble wrap that you get at Wally World or at Costco or Sam's. I got this from Better Safe Radios is one of them, and Buy Two Way Radios is another place. They're both good places. I don't get paid for ads or anything, but that's just where I happen to get this radio. And this is a good one. I mean, it is a good one and an excellent antenna. The Nagoya antennas were fantastic antennas back then, and they are now. So $35 for a one-time payment. For it's good for 10 years for that license, and anybody in your family can use it. It's great to set up networks in town for emergencies like floods, hurricanes, tornadoes. I mean, it's great to have. And your family can communicate. And other people in town, if they get a GMRS radio license and a good radio, hey, you can set up a network and you can do community watches or whatever. It's a good radio. And if it wasn't, I wouldn't recommend it. Okay? Check them out. Wow, what else is going on? Oh, yes. The Max. He's been having trouble with YouTube lately. They keep hassling him, but he has very good content. So you want to check out Colby at the Max, the MAC apostrophe S. Okay, check him out. Wow, what's going on? FCC. No, it isn't the FCC. I just talked about the FCC. It's the FTC, Federal Trade Commission, warns of dangerous new twists on phone calls, scams, and if you get them, hang up immediately. Don't argue with them. Don't talk to them. Just hang up. I mean, we're all getting scams all the time. And sometimes I get a scam call and they say, oh, you'll have property at such and such a place. You want to sell. I don't trust you guys. And so what I do, I say, yeah, I'll sell it. $3 million beginning offer. And I've got 4 other people or 7 other people or 20 other people that want to bid on it. Click, and they hang up. And the next time, it's the same person. Oh, it's $4 million now. Or it's $5 million. Click each time. They're trying to scam you out of something. And I don't like scams. I know a lot of my friends don't like scams. They don't like to be bothered on their cell phone or their regular landline. I mean, I even hate junk mail. And I've been thinking about, well, there might be the possibility of start using proton mail. Yeah, I have to pay for it, but I don't get all these ads and everything that you get with Gmail. I mean, Gmail's nice, but you get too many unwanted ads and too many scams. So, here's the FCTC is warning of dangerous news twist on phone call scams. And it says scammers are pretending to be law enforcement officials, accusing you of missing jury duty so they can steal your personal information, according to Federal Trade Communication or Commission. I'm going to get tongue tied tonight. Federal Trade Commission. Now, these scam calls kind of sound like they're from an officer in your local police department who claims that you've missed jury duty and will be arrested unless you pay a fine on a website. And they'll send it to you, and people get suckered into that. Don't even listen to it. I had an email one time that I missed jury duty. And I sent him a response back. I said, sorry, this is a scam and you've just been reported to the FTC and the local police. Have a good day. I never received anything back. And I run a lot of antivirus. Every morning before I close out for lunch, I will go ahead and run my antivirus and cover the whole machine. And I make sure that that's done every day religiously. And at night, when I shut everything down, I do the same thing. I run a scan and take care of business if it needs to be taken care of. Okay. Now, they say that the website may look legitimate at first glance. The URL sounds official, and the site itself is adorned with fake government seals. And once you're there, you'll be prompted to enter your date of birth and social security number to look up how much you owe. Guess what? They don't contact you for that. If anything, you get a letter, or maybe somebody in a uniform knocks at your door and says, here's a piece of paper, and you need to see the county prosecutor or the judge or whatever. Okay, so watch out for scams because they are out there. Trump threatens federal control of DC, allowing attacks on administrative staff known as big balls. Well, let's put it this way. The DC is not a state. It's a federal district. And so if they need to invoke martial law for anything because of crime, shootings, and so forth, they can do that. And there are procedures, legal procedures that they have to follow. Wow, an obscure disease keeps spreading through air conditioning. You run your air conditioning a lot? Air conditioning has been a lifesaver in recent weeks for broad swaths of Americans left sweating and worse from scorching temperatures. But in parts of upper Manhattan, the quest for cool air has led to disease and death. And deep inside cooling towers of nearly a dozen apartment buildings, bacteria have taken advantage of poor maintenance to flush and expand. As large air conditioning systems blew cool air into apartments, the bacteria hitched rides on the warm air they spewed out in another direction in the other direction into the Harlem skyline. Those are the old style air conditioners. Your house air conditioner, make sure it is clean. Get your ductwork taken care of. Oh, guess what? I have spam. Just what I don't need. I mentioned New York and I get spam calls. Well, they got the thumb. I just thumbed them off. Anyhow, modern day air conditioners, you shouldn't have that type of problem. It's just in the old ones. Just make sure that your vents are clean. Make sure that if you think you have a bug, what I usually do is I run the heat. I turn the heat on for a little bit and run it at about 80 degrees. And if there's any mold or whatever, that takes care of it. And sometimes I use sprays. So, that's one thing to look at. Oh, what else is going on? Oh, Texas and the reapportionment or redistricting. Wow. I've been listening to this thing, and a bunch of the Democrats suddenly skipped out of Dodge, and they went up to Chicago and they went to California and so forth. And the governor says, "Hey, you violated law. You skipped out. You have your duty to vote, and you skipped out. And we can't have a vote one way or the other. And so by skipping out, and you violated the law, the Texas law, then we're going to have the Texas Department of Public Safety, the Texas Rangers, go looking for you." Well, they can only look in Texas, but then they want to get the FBI involved because that's a federal issue, skipping out like that. It's going to be a big hullabaloo, and people just need to sit down and work things out. Speaking of work things out, check this out.
Well, University of Philly was buzzing with activity today, welcoming a new freshman class to campus, as well as paying homage to an honored tradition that dates back to 1923. Action News reporter J.D. Pooley spent the morning with the Oilers. Here's the story, all new tonight.
Universities across the country are steeped in tradition. That's the case here at the University of Philly, where they'll mark 100 years of their arch ceremony.
It's our most beloved tradition.
The university will honor more than 600 incoming freshmen when they walk through the Griffith Memorial Arch.
The lore on campus is that they don't dare walk under the arch until they graduate. There are bad things that might happen. Of course, we don't really believe that.
Just across campus, Brad Watkins was unpacking his car, moving his son Jaden into the dorm where Jaden will start his freshman year.
Sad. It's been bittersweet. Excited for him and sad for us, but it's really exciting to see this new adventure up here.
The move-in took a team of volunteers. Upperclassmen from various sports organizations volunteered their time for the heavy lifting.
It's a little humid, but we're here in the morning section. We got some cooler air. It's not bad today.
Along with welcoming in the freshman class, the university said hello to the school's new Distance Doctor of Pharmacy program.
Many of these students have small children or have maybe a spouse that they can't up and move to Findlay for 4 years. They do have to come back here in the summer to do the hands-on things that we really can't assess without us actually putting eyes on it and seeing them. So don't worry, they're going to know what they're doing.
First day of classes start on Monday here on campus, and students will be avoiding this arch until they graduate. In Findlay, J.D. Pooley, 13 Action News.
Well, I'll tell you what. I walked under that arch going in, and I walked out going out. And for some reason, I just never walked under the arch again. It was always out through the side gates. And I did okay. I mean, I graduated, right? I went on to get a master's degree, learned to do different things. But I think we had to wear beanies back then. That's one thing. I think I put it in my back pocket. I refused to wear the beanie going in. And they said, "Well, you're a freshman." I said, "No, I transferred in. I'm a second semester sophomore, so I don't need a beanie." And they left me alone. Okay, so anyhow, a lot of schools have different traditions. A lot of people are going to school. And so you really want to check them out. Hey, one thing tonight. Oh, I wanted to talk about WKRP. And what is interesting about that, I was in Cincinnati way back when, in the 80s, when WKRP was on the air. And actually, it started out in California, and it got nationally syndicated and went all over the place. So for that, I'm going to try, if I can do it, try my visual effects, because, there we are, WKRP in Cincinnati. And I didn't work right downtown at the Fountain, but I was about a block away. And I'll tell you what, I had a good time there. And it was interesting. It really was. But WKRP was on the air, and I used to watch it. I think it was Tuesday nights. And it was so interesting to see what's going on at WKRP in Cincinnati because it took place in the Flim building. And people said, the Flim building? And I said, yeah. It was actually the Enquirer building where I worked, and I worked on the 9th floor of the Enquirer building. But WKRP was not there, wasn't on that floor. It was a hypothetical thing. But it was interesting to see that show because it brought up interesting things about Cincinnati and things that went on there. And back then you didn't have muggings downtown like they have had in the past 2 weeks and a lot of crime. It wasn't that way. You could walk the streets at night downtown with no problem. There were always cops downtown. Cops were on horses back then. And they could outrun you. You couldn't outrun them. And it was an interesting deal with being in Cincinnati. And sometimes it was fun. And one of my largest accounts happened to be the University of Cincinnati. And so I was always on campus at least 2 days a week. And then I was elsewhere in Cincinnati, whether it was a federal location or a state location. But I always listened to WKRP, and they were talking about a lot of things that were going on. And you got to watch things about the characters of WKRP. And it was so funny. They could have continued that on to this day. I mean, it was so funny. And after working at a radio station at the University of Findlay, which was then Findlay College, I could understand what was going on. Well, anyhow, let's see what I've got for WKRP for today. A little bit of history about it. You had Les Nessman, you had Jennifer Marlowe, who just passed away, by the way. Lonnie Anderson just passed away. And she was the receptionist. She was the highest paid employee. She was strictly eye candy for the station. And Mr. Carlson would ask her certain things, and she was already ahead of it. And other guys would ask her to do things, and she says, no, I just answer the phone and file my nails. She doesn't do any filing or anything like that. And then, of course, there was Herb Tarlick, and he was a sales manager that was really a jerk. We have Venus Flytrap, which was Tim Reed, and then we have Bailey Quarters, and a lot of people, and they were all good. Johnny Fever, Howard Hessman, he was my favorite. He was the hippie of the bunch. Andy Travis, who was Gary Sandy, and he was kind of like the vice president program person. And Arthur Carlson, which is Gordon Jump, he played a stupid station manager to the hilt, and he was something else. But let's see if you can remember this one. If I can get the sound to go, what's going on with the sound?
Oh, it's the Super Bowl. Well, yeah, but DC football is still the #1 spectator sport in the world.
Hi. What's happening?
And he's dating Mrs. Carlson. Don't tell him, Dean.
And he's not dating Mrs. Carlson.
Which one? His wife or his mother?
His mother. What kind of guy do you think I am?
Gee, Travis, I don't know. It was nothing. We need a new transmitter. The insurance only pays for so much. I'm trying to get money from her. How much did you get so far? Do me a favor. Just don't let this get around the station, right?
Andy, Les knows.
I just don't want Mr. Carlson to know, that's all. Oh, I don't think he cares.
No.
It's business.
You sure she's not wooing you?
Wooing?
You heard him. Wooing.
Wooing?
They don't believe how toxic.
Wooing. That's some of the stuff that was going. This actually got out of sequence. What the heck is going on here? I don't need an ad. Well, let's get to the other stuff. I had the whole thing set up here. Something happened. What's going on here? Check this one out. Johnny Fever again, WKRP in Cincinnati.
You, Travis?
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, I'm Johnny Caravella. I'm also known as Johnny Midnight.
Johnny Cool, Johnny Duke, Johnny Style, and Johnny Sunshine. You can call me Johnny, okay?
Wow, it skipped ahead. What is going on tonight? I had this all set up, and we had the theme for WKRP. We had everything set up, and all of a sudden, weird stuff is happening. My God, what in the world is going on here? I don't know what's going on. Let's see if I can get. I don't need WKRP characters. We already did that. My goodness. It just is. What is this? AI? Artificial intelligence? I have no idea what's going on here. The WKRP theme song is what I wanted, and that's what I had. What in the heck is going on here? Here it is. The theme song to WKRP. And hopefully the spooks and goblins are not messing with the computer. Hey there, if you've ever wondered whatever became of you, I'm living on the air in Cincinnati, WKRP. Got kind of tired of packing and unpacking, town to town, up and down the line. You and me were never meant to be. Just maybe think of me once in a while. Heading up that highway, leaving you behind. Hardest thing I ever had to do. Broke my heart too, but baby, pay no mind. The price for finding me was losing you. Memories help me hide the lonesome feeling. Far away from you and feeling low. It's getting late, my friend, my love, I miss you so. Take good care of you, I gotta go. Yeah, and that was the full part of it. That was the full music of it. But they also had the introduction. And the introduction was right here. Maybe I can get it to play. I'm living on the air in Cincinnati,
Cincinnati, WKRP. Up and down the dial. Once in a while, I'm at WKRP in Cincinnati.
And that was a short version of it. And I'll tell you what, Cincinnati was really a neat place way back when. That's when Charlie Lucan was mayor, and then eventually Roxanne Qualls was there. And it was interesting because I had to interface with all of those people. But then we had some news about one of the members of the cast, and that happened to be Lonnie Anderson. And that broke my heart, even though she had been off the air for quite a while, and she was married to Burt Reynolds. You kind of miss those people in the acts that they played. And then I found out that she passed away, and they said, well, she passed away at the age of 79, and she was almost going to be 80. A couple days before her birthday, she decides to pass. Well, things happen. But she will be missed because I'll tell you what, she was, I would say, the key figure in that show. Let's listen to what the news had to say.
Now on Eyewitness News at 5, we are following multiple breaking news stories on this Sunday. First, actress Lonnie Anderson has died at the age of 79. I'm Jory Rand.
I'm Sophie Flay. Anderson's publicist confirming the news, saying the star from the TV series WKRP in Cincinnati passed today following a prolonged illness. Eyewitness News reporter Tim Pulliam joins us with more on the legacy the beloved actress leaves behind.
Sophie, Jory, Lonnie Anderson died just 2 days before her 80th birthday. She was best known for her Emmy-winning role on the sitcom WKRP Cincinnati.
You want me, Mr. Carlson?
Hi, Jennifer. Have a seat.
No, thank you.
Well, all right. At this particular point in time, I would like to dictate a press release.
I don't take dictation.
What? Oh, all right. I guess I can do this thing myself. It's probably going to be a long meeting, though, so why don't you get coffee for all the guys here?
I don't get coffee, Mr. Carlson. We agreed. You have to draw the line somewhere.
The hit show about a radio station trying to revamp itself ran for 4 seasons. Anderson played the smart and sexy receptionist Jennifer Marlowe. The role earned her 2 Emmy Awards and 3 Golden Globe nominations. She also starred in other TV shows like Partners in Crime, and she appeared in Three's Company. We interviewed Anderson back in 2013 in Hollywood while she was signing autographs for fans.
Here we are. We're really here. We're just waiting to meet people.
Her film credits include A Night at the Roxbury and the 1983 comedy Stroker Ace with Burt Reynolds. She later married Reynolds, but it ended in divorce in 1994. Anderson died at a hospital in Los Angeles after a prolonged illness, according to her publicist. Now, Anderson leaves behind her husband, Bob Flick, 2 adult children, and 4 grandkids. She was 79 years old, and she had a loyal fan base, so I know they are grieving her death.
As a child of the 80s, she was an icon for that decade. Sad news.
Yes,
thank you.
Yeah, she will be missed. And that show, I mean, they could really bring back WKRP and redo it. They would just have to find the characters to fill Hessman's place because he passed away. Gary Sandy, I believe, is the only one that's living out of the bunch. But they could find actors to replace that, kind of rewrite the show and so forth, because it was funny. But here's Lonnie with Bob Hope and Phyllis Diller, and this is a Christmas skit that she did, and she played the part of a doll. Check this out.
I hope this one comes with a set of instructions. Wow, I bet it was fun assembling this. No wonder those elves have been smiling lately. They must have peeked into my Playboy.
My name is Serena. I am a robot. I am programmed to make a man happy with kissing and hugging.
I don't believe this. You can talk.
Of course, I am a robot. I have a set of speakers.
You can say that again. Cereal.
Even though you can't see my hardware, I'm run entirely by computer.
Forget the hardware. Your software is gorgeous.
Are you a man?
If I'm not, I'll fake it.
My computer is ordering me to put my arms around you and put my lips against yours. Is that hugging and kissing?
Well, you have to start somewhere. Hey, I can't believe this. You feel real.
I am made of plastic, styrofoam, and fiberglass. What are you made of?
Snips and snails and puppy dog tails. Hey, believe me, they put everything on right.
No, I feel my lips are wrong.
Well, the least I can do is test them for you.
Well, what about my lips?
I think this calls for a second opinion.
What do you think?
Third opinion.
Another woman. And you told me your hobby was collecting mukbangs. Just what are you doing?
Comparison shopping. This is no woman, it's a robot.
Yeah, and I'm Pia Zadora. I'm not buying that robot stuff. I know robots. I saw Star Wars. I knew it. She's got flesh just like mine.
How come she looks so much better in hers? She's something the Ethel built. Serena, this is Ethel.
I am very happy to meet you, Ethel. You have such a darling son.
This is going to be a lot of fun. I've never before dismantled a robot.
She's not my mother, she's my wife.
Your wife? Oh, poor boy.
The worst of it, the nights are 6 months long up here.
You're looking for dismantling too.
My computer informs me that you and I are of the same sex.
Your computer drinks.
You ever have married her?
Well, it was a mistake. I proposed during a power failure.
Oh, yeah. I'll tell you what. Phyllis Diller was one heck of a comedian. And to get her with Bob Hope all the time and then to add Lonnie Anderson in the mix was something to see that going on. When I saw that show, I thought, okay, that clip was interesting to see the two playing against the other. Now, Phyllis Diller was actually from Lima, Ohio. Yeah, she was there. And Hugh Downs was from up at, I believe, Ada, or no, he was at Bluffton, which was to the north of Lima. And you had a good news reporter in Hugh Downs, and then you had a comedian in Phyllis Diller. And I'll tell you what, it was interesting to see them on any TV show. But then Lonnie Anderson, I had a thing that was all set up, and I'm going to see if I can pull it up while I'm talking here, because WKRP had such a good show that it's hard to say about how things were really fun in that show. Things would happen that would, well, let's put it this way. Equipment would break and they'd have to talk around it. And I had that set up, and it was outtakes and bloopers. And it was interesting to see what was going on. But I'll tell you what, let's see if I can find that blooper. If I can find it, I'll play it, because we just have a few minutes to go. WKRP in Cincinnati bloopers. Let's see if I have the videos for that. Okay, we have enough. I might be able to play some of them. So let's see what I can do. I'm going to go ahead and put up one of them here.
As much as we all love.
Oh, you heard that. But let's see if I can get this to where I can bring it up on the screen. For some reason, the computer's been doing some really weird stuff lately, and I can't figure out what's going on. It's like AI has taken over or whatever. I don't think AI is such a good thing after all. But let's just see what we've got here. See if I can bring it up. Okay, let's see. Here we go.
WKRP for its clever writing, memorable characters, and catchy theme song. We also have to admit it wasn't always smooth sailing behind the scenes. Like any long-running show, WKRP had its share of bloopers, flubs, and outtakes. Selling himself short, Les Nessman, the diligent newsman of WKRP, is known for his admittedly impressive achievement of winning the Buckeye Newshawk Award 5 times. But in a memorable bathroom scene from the first season's Fish Story episode, Les appears to have a lapse in memory regarding his proudest claim. Instead of confidently stating he's a 5-time winner, he stumbles and says he's only won the award twice. It's a funny moment that showcases Les's endearing quirks and reminds us that even the most accomplished individuals can have an off day. Marital issues. The ever-bumbling Les Nessman is notorious for his lack of social graces and dating woes, which are often played for laughs. However, in a surprising twist, the actor who portrayed Les, Richard Sanders, was actually married in real life. In a scene from the In Concert episode, eagle-eyed viewers might notice Sanders forgot to remove his wedding ring for the shot. Pew pew. One of the most unforgettable moments from the first season sees our favorite radio DJ, Johnny Fever, taken hostage by an aspiring disc jockey who robs a stereo store. In a bid to prove that the gun he's wielding is empty, the delusional thief fires a shot at a nearby speaker. The bullet hole is clearly visible on the speaker, which then topples over. But there's a small hitch. When the speaker falls, the bullet hole falls off with it. While the store owner must have been in a state of panic during the incident, at least he can breathe a sigh of relief knowing the damage to his equipment wasn't as bad as he thought. Drop the needle. Die-hard WKRP enthusiasts may have picked up on a peculiar detail while watching their favorite radio DJs spin vinyls live on air. If you have a perceptive eye, you might have noticed the records on the turntables occasionally experience some minor hiccups. Perhaps the record is spinning at the wrong speed, or even completely backwards. But there's one moment from the pilot that'll make any vinyl aficionado cringe harder than a deep scratch on a precious LP. It's when our beloved Dr. Johnny Fever is playing a record, but shockingly, the needle is resting on the label instead of the groove. Another audio mishap. One of the most blatant blunders made by the WKRP DJs is when the record playing suddenly switches in between shots. In the classic episode Turkeys Away, there's a prime example of this mistake. As the camera pans over to Venus Flytrap and then back to Johnny, you can see the label on the record abruptly changing from yellow to black. It's a noticeable slip-up that can take you out of the moment, but hey, nobody's perfect. Real-world mementos. In the late 70s, when WKRP in Cincinnati first hit the small screen, radio DJs across the country were thrilled to see a show that depicted their beloved industry in a way that had never been done. The series was so popular among actual radio DJs, they started sending in bumper stickers, posters, and other swag to decorate the walls of the TV radio station studio. This led to a fantastic display of music memorabilia and helped create an even more authentic atmosphere for the show. From rock to jazz, the walls were adorned with stickers and posters of different genres, making it a haven for music lovers. Needless to say, the show was a hit with radio DJs and music enthusiasts alike. Going up, in one of the early, wackier episodes of WKRP, appropriately titled Hoodlum Rock, Johnny Fever finds himself tasked with babysitting a group of rowdy rockers in a hotel room. Things quickly spiral out of control, culminating in the rockers tossing the hapless bellhop out of the window. As they survey the aftermath of their shenanigans, the rockers turn to Johnny and ask, "What floor are we on?" With a sly grin, Johnny deadpans, "First." Unfortunately for him, sharp-eyed fans have pointed out that the level of the antique store sign outside the window suggests they're actually on a higher floor. Poor bellhop indeed. At least he wasn't the one caught in Johnny's fib. The Great Midwest Palm Trees? In an amusing turn of events, Herb Tarlick's family is chosen to appear on the reality show Real Families during WKRP in Cincinnati's third season. As part of the documentary's filming, footage is shot outside of Herb's house and during his daily commute. Astute viewers might spot a curious detail in the background of these scenes: palm trees lining the roadside. Of course, this is because the show was filmed in Hollywood, a location far removed from the Ohio setting of WKRP.
Yeah, that's right. Far removed from WKRP in Cincinnati. It was in Hollywood. And that's where it originated. And then later on, it was nationally syndicated. But I'll tell you what, it was so much fun to watch that show. It was great. You know, after a hard day of work, and you come home, you fix yourself a quick dinner, and then WKRP came on, I believe it was 8 o'clock. And I'll tell you what, that made my day. And I could go in the next day, and sure enough, people in the office were talking about it. We had about 40 people in the office. And I would only be in there just maybe half a day at the most, and then I was out in the field all the time. But it was a big hit in Cincinnati. And I'll tell you what, it was interesting. And the places they talked about, and the turkey drop, I think next week what I'm going to do is I'm going to have the better bloopers on. And hopefully the computer doesn't mess with me next week, because it is now. And I can't figure out what the heck is going on. There's something going on with the camera. There's something going on with other areas. I just don't know what's going on this week. And hopefully I can get it straightened out for Money and Change every Sunday at 7 p.m. So if you want to save some money, find out what's going on financially, check us out on Money and Change right here on the Trim Radio Network. And then every Wednesday it's live with My World. And hopefully next week we can do some WKRP and have some fun with it. Because I'll tell you what, I had things set up today and it just all of a sudden went wacko. So with that, guys, that's all I've got for this week. You have a good week. We'll see you Sunday on Money and Change. See ya.
In a world drowning in noise, where truth is often buried beneath layers of propaganda and misinformation, there's a need for a different kind of a network of creators that cuts through the clutter, that doesn't shy away from tough topics, and that delivers the unfiltered truth. We are Trim Radio Network. We are creators, we are innovators, we are investigators. We're the ones who aren't afraid to call a spade a spade. If you're ready to participate in thought-provoking discussions, informational topics, and of course today's biggest headlines, subscribe to our YouTube channel today. We're Trim Radio Network. We're cutting the bull and serving the truth.